No, I'm going to do a quick guide here and then also run the benchmark myself for how to get Final Fantasy 15 benchmark working in ultra-wide. First you want to download the benchmark from Square Enix's website. Just type in Final Fantasy 15 benchmark, that will come up. Then you just want to install it, extract it, and then you'll end up with these files minus this shortcut at the bottom. Then on this file here you want to right click, go to properties. No, you don't want to go to properties, so you want to create a shortcut, and that will create this. Then on this one here, you right click, go to properties, and where this target box is, you will have just the first part here up to this exe. And then at the end, you want to copy and paste this in. Don't worry about what getting off the screen, I'll put this in the description. And then for 1440p, you can put in this, but you can put in any resolution you want in here. For me, personally, I use 3440 by 1440, so I have that in there. And change this one as well. But yeah, any custom resolution you want, just put that in there, and then copy and paste into the properties box. And then to run the benchmark itself, you just double click the shortcut and ignoring the original benchmark, because that will just run it in whatever settings are saved in here. So I'm going to run that now. This is going to be loud, so turn your volume down.
You're good. You're good. You're good. And stop.
Right. Yeah, sorry about that. That part of the benchmark is extremely loud. The entire benchmark itself is. But yeah, you can only change it through the volume mixer, and it doesn't save from time to time when you launch this benchmark. So every time you launch this benchmark, it just goes back up to full volume, and you will deafen yourself. But yeah, as you can see, we are now running the benchmark in ultra-wide, but generally, if you run it normally, the only options available to you are 720p, 1080p, and 4K. Which sucks because there's no 1440p, and then there's no 1440p ultra-wide or 1080p ultra-wide or any other resolutions. But yeah, using this you can set your own custom ones, and you can change the settings between light, standard, and high. This is with the high settings in there. And as you can see, this game is bloody demanding, but this is on what I assume to be the highest settings, which has anti-aliasing in it and also several NVIDIA effects, including turf works, hair works, I don't know, boy works, whatever they've added for this game. Interesting point though is that also pretty CPU heavy. As you can see up here, all 6 cores get hit at the start. All these are usually around about 100. But if you see around this corner, we see some creatures actually have some fur, but you've got a decent amount of foliage about. And it does look a lot crisper than the console version, because I did play this on PS4 Pro, and the game suffered from a lot of jaggies and a lot of aliasing problems, but the PC version seems to be doing a lot better in that regard. You can see these woolly mammoths in the full game, and they're gonna have the bloody NVIDIA hairworks, I'd imagine, or one of the NVIDIA effects on them. I'm pretty sure when they baited this game, they said hairworks and they showed a mammoth. Just a point of note, resolution here, just ignore that. It's bugged. I think if you run anything other than a preset, it's going to say 1080p, but the graphics setting is correct. And like like the other Final Fantasy 14 benchmark, they use a score here, which, I don't know, it's good for comparisons, but it's a bit arbitrary because it doesn't actually tell you your frame rate, so you need to get Afterburner or something else up for your frame rate to show. And now we get to the best part, which is just fishing.
This is a new one.
Glorious Master Ace fish. Yeah, the benchmark is probably about 60% of the way through at the moment. But as I said, I'll make sure to put the command into the video description, and you can put in whatever resolutions you like. Try to find something that runs well for you. You can see here actually there's quite a few dips, and I've also noticed there's been several stutters when I've been trying to run this benchmark, and when I've talked to 4 other people I know, they've all had stutters as well. So I'm guessing it's just something they're trying to iron out. A point to note I will say is that the standard graphic setting runs decently better. I'd imagine because that's all the NVIDIA effects switched off. Most noticeably hairworks and whatever. But at 4K I was getting roughly about 40 to 50 FPS around about this point. And then 1080p was running like 120 to 150 FPS. And having no middle ground between the two was pretty hard to judge what performance to expect. But yeah, from what I can tell, 1440p ultrawide seems to run about 70 to 80 most of the time, and then between 60 and 70 in these more demanding settings where you've got a lot of effects going on. Oh, last time Ignis flew off when that happened. I'm glad to see he kept his footing this time. Also a quick point to note is we are at 7 gigs of VRAM usage, which isn't as bad as I thought it would be. So it does mean a 1080 and 1070 have enough VRAM for this game at this resolution, though by the looks of things your performance would probably be closer to about 30 to 40 FPS on those cards. Probably around about 50 on the 1080. And for some reason he doesn't say he's discovered a new recipe, he just does the action. But you get to see his lovely food. Okay, so that about wraps it up. You will get your score at the end. You don't get to check your stats because you don't launch it through the launcher, you just launch it through the shortcut instead. So sadly you can't compare how that stacks up. But there you go, there's my score while recording. It was a bit higher when not recording, obviously. And yeah, kicks you straight back to the desktop. Right, hopefully that was helpful. Any questions, throw them in the comment section below. And thank you very much for watching.